Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are joining me for the first time today. My name is Lucy, and today I played around with the brand new Anastasia Beverly Hills in collaboration with Alyssa Edwards palette. Now I don't want to give it away too much, but honestly this palette is so bomb. I also tested out the eye primer by Anastasia Beverly Hills, so if you do want to see how I created this look and how the products performed, then do keep watching. Hey everyone, so I'm sure you've literally just seen the intro and you've seen the thumbnail and the title of the video, so you know exactly what I have to play with today, which is indeed the new Anastasia Beverly Hills in collaboration with Alyssa Edwards palette. So I'm going to keep this nice and short and sweet, and I'm just going to show you straight away the products, and then we're going to just get them right onto our eyelids because I literally cannot wait to dig into this palette. It is honestly a bit of me. So this is probably not even going to fit in the screen much, but this is the box that it came in. Obviously iconic box anyway. Anastasia always have the most gorgeous packaging for their PR boxes, but when you open it up as well, now this is actually a bit of a struggle to hold, so I do apologize if you can't really see what I'm on about. So this is the mirror right here. It's such a perfect size and it just looks really cute. I'm not going to turn it around because you'll see the reflection of all the lights, but it's just really cute, and it's going to work perfectly for, you know, just being a mirror, I guess. It says Beast on it because this is the infamous saying of Alyssa Edwards. It's like her iconic catchphrase. Then in the middle we have this huge ass fan. This is gonna be a struggle to open it one-handed. Oh, there we go. I'm really not doing this whole thing justice. It says Beast on it. Wow, I mean, this is huge. This is literally gonna be perfect for when you're on like a hot vacation or something, and you know, you're just a bit sweaty, so that's gonna be perfect for that. And down here we have got the main show, the palette. Now this is actually just the box. I have already taken the palette out of the box because it's just a little bit easier. And this is the palette. No, but seriously, look at that packaging. I literally can't get enough of that packaging. I think it's so pretty. It's so minimal, but it's also so much at the same time, if you know what I mean. It's like the complete perfect balance. I think that it's just so chic the way it's got like a solid color background, the black, and then the gold writing. I just really love this packaging. So I'm sure you're all very keen to see the inside, so I'm not gonna tease you any longer. It's colorful, yay! How stunning is this palette? Oh my goodness, we have been asking and begging Anastasia and Norvina to do a colourful palette for the longest time, and to be honest with you, I'm sure they've had this up their sleeve for quite a while now. I know it's upside down, but I'm just trying to hide the mirror from reflecting in the light, but you can see the colours anyway. So it ranges literally from a white shade along to a black shade. It's also got a yellow, a hot pink, multiple shades of royal blue and purple. It's honestly just got a bit of everything. You've also got some transition colours over here, which is really good if you're doing a more neutral toned look. Here we also have the Anastasia Beverly Hills eye primer. Now I haven't tried this yet, obviously I've been saving all of this for this video today. You guys know I completely stand by my P. Louise base. I use it in every single video. I use it to cut the crease, also as my eye primer, so I just really love that product, and I'm gonna see if this one is gonna live up to my standards of the P. Louise base. Now this eye primer is 15 milliliters of product, and it is 26 pounds, I think. I'm just going to double check that. Yeah, so it is 26 pounds, which is a little bit pricey, but then again, Anastasia Beverly Hills is a high-end kind of pricey brand anyway, so it's kind of what I was expecting. As far as I'm aware, this is only out in one shade at the moment, but it's supposed to be one shade and universal for every skin tone, in the fact that it is quite a light color, and even on dark skin tones it will just make the shadows pop. So I'm not really too sure about that and about whether they're bringing out new shades and stuff like that, but I am just going to show you quickly the shade on the back of my hand. I'd actually compare this to the shade number 1 in the P. Louise base. So it is a pretty fair color, but obviously for me it's not a problem, but I do think that this could be a little bit tricky to work with for someone with a deeper complexion, but then again, obviously I can't speak for them. So I'm going to jump right in with the eye primer and just pack it all over my lids like I normally do with my usual base. So it is pretty full coverage. It is covering the colours and the veins and all of the texture on my lid. It is a thinner consistency than the P. Louise base one, which I do find quite interesting because I like the P. Louise one because it is quite thick and the colours really stick to it, but obviously I haven't tried a shadow on it yet, so I can't really talk for that. So I'm going to start with the shade Believe, which is a really intriguing colour actually. It's like a royal blue, but it's also like a purple at the same time. I don't really know how to explain it, but it looks like a really stunning colour. If any of you saw my video testing out the Riviera palette, you would have seen that I had a bit of a problem with the purple in that palette. So I'm hoping this one is going to work better than that one did, because it went a little bit patchy on me when I used that one before. So hopefully this one won't give me the same problem. So instantly, I'm literally obsessed with the vibrancy of that colour. It is so bright. I don't even know if you can see it in the camera as well as I'm seeing it in the mirror, but it is such a bright royal kind of purple shade. It is really stunning. Now that I have that purple shade down, I actually really like that colour. I am going to go in with the shade Texas Made, which is the hot pink shade in this palette, and I'm just taking a small blending brush, which is the JH38 brush from the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill brush set, and I'm just going to blend that on top. And now I'm going to go in with the shade Brick Road, which is the yellow shade in the palette, and just blend that above the pink. Now that the yellow shade is down, I'm just going to go back through those three colours I've already used and just intensify that blend and make sure they're all looking seamless into each other. Okay, so now that I'm happy with the way that blender is going, I'm just going to take my makeup remover and also my Q-tips, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut out the crease before I lay down some more concealer on there. If you are new to my channel, I always do this when I'm cutting the crease, just because I don't like it when you go ahead with concealer and then it blends with the colours of the eyeshadow. So I'd just much rather remove it beforehand. It's completely personal preference. Not everyone does this, but I personally like to do this before I cut the crease. Now that we have the kind of guidance shape of that cut crease down, I am going to go back in with the eye primer just to see how this cuts the crease. Taking a little bit on the back of my hand and then just cutting it with my Zoeva 144 large concealer brush. So now I have actually finished cutting my crease. I'm really intrigued by this eye base because it feels so thin when you put it on, but once it's dried down, it feels like it's much thicker consistency, so it's really strange, but I actually really like it to cut the crease, so I have nothing really to say about it there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take some tape and I'm just going to put it along the side of my eye, joining up kind of to where that cut crease is. Now what I'm going to do is kind of like the fade effect, where I start with a darker colour on the waterline and then just blend the colours upwards towards the cut crease. I don't really know where this is going to go, but that's kind of my idea for now. So I'm actually going to start by setting around the edge of that cut crease using the shade Headliner, which is the white shade in the palette. So I'm now going to start with the shade Beast, which is the black shade in the palette, and just pack that right along my lash line and just winging it towards the side of that tape. I'm going to keep the colours quite close together because I want to pack on as many as possible. So now I have got that black shade down. To be honest with you, it's not the best black shade I've ever tried. I actually do prefer the ones from the Beauty Bay 42 colour EYM palette, but it's not such a problem. I mean, it does the job okay. It's just a little bit chalky and it's not as black as I wanted it to be, if that makes sense. But to be honest with you, what can you expect? You've got other bomb colours in the palette, so it doesn't really make a difference. I'm now just going to go into the shade Dream It, which is the royal blue shade in the palette, on a really, really tiny little brush, and I'm just going to pack that right above that blue. Black, even. Then I'm going in with the shade Unicorn Tribe, which is more of a muted kind of, don't really know how to explain that shade. It's just more of a mauvey shade rather than a hot pink. Now I'm going to take the shade The Supreme, which is like a really gorgeous peachy orangey shade, and I'm just packing that on top. And finally, I'm going to lay down the shade Brick Road right along the top, but also leaving a little bit of a gap where that white shadow is. I've just finished up that upper lid. I'm really liking how this is looking so far. I think I'm going to go off camera and finish up my skin and then come back to you with the lower lash line. So now I have finished up my skin for the time being. I'm just coming back in to finish up the lower lash line. So I'm starting with the Sleek Makeup pencil in the shade Zodiac Black, and I'm going to go on my waterline and my tight line with that. Now I'm going to go back in with the palette and take the shade Beast and just run that under my lower lash line, and also taking it along the side where this tape is. Now I'm taking the shade BBDC, which is a deep sort of mauvey purple shade, and blending out that black with that. And finally I'm taking the Supreme and just taking that under the purple. Okay guys, so I just popped on a lip and a pair of lashes, and I'm now fully done with this look. I'm really pleased with how this look came out. I'm just going to give you my final thoughts on the palette and the primer. So the eye base, it's actually really surprised me, to be honest. I thought because I'm so used to using one product as my eye base that I wasn't really going to get on with this, but I actually really like it. I do still think it is a little bit on the pricey side, considering the P. Louise base you get the same amount of product and it is only £10. I'll still definitely use both, but I do think that this one is a little bit on the pricier side, if I'm being completely honest. Like I said earlier, it does feel a lot thinner and runnier when you first put it on, but once you start patting it in and actually working with it, it goes a lot thicker and easier to handle. Especially for things like cutting the crease, you don't really want something that's overly runny because it is harder to get a control over it. So I do like the fact that it does thicken up as you're using it. And the palette, well, I'm pretty sure you can kind of see for yourself. I literally am in love with this palette. I knew I was going to be. Anything with a bit of colour is just a bit of me, so I knew I was going to love this. I'm so impressed with the quality of the shadows. I didn't have a problem with the purple, which I did in the Riviera palette. Actually, I didn't have a problem with any of the colours, and I've used the majority of them in the palette. I think the one that I actually like the most out of the ones I tried today is the shade Dream It, which is the royal blue. You probably can't see it too much, but I did put it on my lid down here by the black, and it is really popping. Like in the photos that I've just been taking on my phone, it really stands out, and I think that blue is absolutely stunning, so I'm really impressed with that shadow in particular. But yeah, I'm really impressed with this palette and the eye primer, and I would definitely continue to use both. So you guys, this is my finished look using the brand new Anastasia Beverly Hills Colourful palette in collaboration with Alyssa Edwards. I really hope you guys did enjoy watching this tutorial, and if you do decide to recreate, then please don't forget to tag me over on my Instagram, which is at Lsgmakeup. I will leave it on the screen here. If you did enjoy this video, then please do make sure to like the video, leave a comment below, and also subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content from me in the future. And I think I'm going to leave this video here for now because I'm really excited to go ahead and take some pictures of this look because I'm really obsessed with how it came out. So I'm going to leave this one here, but thank you so much for watching as always, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!